welcome to the Northern Counties East League podcast. I'm Richard Watts. I'm now joined by League General Manager Matt Jones.
So hello and welcome to the podcast. We'll start today by saying what a big weekend it is ahead for two of our teams in particular as they take part in the second qualifying round of this year's FA Cup competition. On Saturday, Bottisford Town travel to Bromsgrove Sporting of the Southern Premier Division Central, so a Step 3 side, 2 leagues higher than Bottisford. Undoubtedly going to be a tough test. 135-mile journey each way, so 2.5 hours roughly to get there and 2.5 hours back. Good luck to Bottisford playing in that one. It's their first time ever at this stage of the competition. On Sunday, we see Hallam play Farsley Celtic, and Farsley Celtic Step 2 side, so in theory an even tougher test for Hallam. It's the first time Hallam have played at this stage for 18 years, but one advantage they may have is that the game's now being played at Hallam as Farsley are currently having problems with their pitch, and so far in the league they've played 8 games this season, all away from home, and there's no sign of Farsley at any point being able to play a home game, so the game has been switched to Hallam, and Hallam will be hoping that their famous shed end and the big crowds they get down there can be the 12th man. Good luck to Hallam. We've seen an incredible week just gone for goals and high-scoring games. Absolutely fantastic. The tone was set on Wednesday as Eccleshill United beat Beverley Town 6-5. It was 3-3 at half-time, so 6 goals in the first half, another 5 goals in the second half, and the game swung one way and then the other. So fantastic entertainment for anybody that was there. On Saturday, we had 7 Premier Division games which produced another 35 goals, and 9 games in Division 1 which saw a further 43 goals. So a total, incredible 16 games, 78 goals, an average of 4.9 goals per game on the weekend. And that even includes, unbelievably, a 0-0 draw between Swallownest and Maltby Main. So I think it's fair to say that over the weekend, the Northern Counties East Leagues provided great entertainment and superb value for money for anybody that went to watch some of the games. Personally, I went to South Leeds to watch them play Nostell in Division 1. That game was 0-0 at half-time, and at that point, you'd have bet your house on it finishing 0-0. It was a game of few chances, very little happened, really. It was pouring with rain and players slipping, sliding all over the place, but very few chances. Game finished 1-5. Absolutely incredible. It all changed just after the break. South Leeds were awarded a penalty just 4 minutes in. Goalkeeper from Nostell made a great save, but the rebound fell kindly to South Leeds and they scored, take the lead. 15-20 minutes after the goal, it was one-way traffic. South Leeds play football like one of the great Brazilian sides, and you thought it's only a matter of time before they go 2-0, 3-0 up, game over. Instead, Nostell broke down the other end with 20-odd minutes to go. Their player was brought down and they scored a penalty to make it 1-1. Soon as South Leeds conceded, the game just changed totally. It was Nostell, one-way traffic. And they scored 2, 3, 4, 5. South Leeds just went to pieces. But I say from 0-0 at half-time to finish 1-5, you just couldn't see that happening. Other high-scoring games to mention from the weekend. Finished Bottisford Town 3, Frickley Athletic 5, so an 8-goal thriller there. Handsworth beat Pickering Town 6-2, another 8 goals. Penistone stayed top of the Premier Division after beating Rossington Main 4-1 at home, and Thackley went to Winterton Rangers and scored 5 with only one for the home side. In their first season at Step 6 of our Division 1, it's going really well so far for Durham District. On Saturday, they beat Brigtown 6-1. The opposite, you could say, really, for Appleby Frodingham. After winning the first game of the season away at Armthorpe, they've only picked up 1 point from the next 9 matches. And on Saturday, they were beaten 5-0 at Harrogate Railway Athletic. Wakefield, picking up a bit of form now after a slow start, made it 3 wins in a row. They came back from 1-0 down at half-time to win 4-1 against Louth Town. And special mention for Club Thorn Colliery. Went to bottom of the table, Yorkshire Amateur, and scored 7 goals, winning the game by 7-2. So as we said, a fantastic weekend for entertainment in the Northern Counties East League, and long may it continue.
Welcome to Seasons Past with Libby Edwards. In this episode, I'm looking back to the 2000-2001 season. The Premier Division contained the 18 teams from the previous season, plus promoted Goole and Blackwell. The league was won by Brigtown, who won 29 and drew 4 of their 38 games, finishing with 92 points. A 6-1 home win against Brodsworth Welfare was their biggest win. They also had 5-1 wins against Hallam and Thackley. Ossett Albion, who won 25 and drew 7, finished second on 82 points. They were promoted. In third place were Alfreton Town, who finished on 73 points. Staveley Miners Welfare finished bottom and were relegated. Second bottom was Armthorpe Welfare, and third bottom Brodsworth Welfare. Newcomers to Division 1 were Gelding Town, who were promoted from the Central Midlands. The league was won by Borough Wash Victoria, who currently play in the Nottinghamshire Senior League. They finished on 70 points, with 22 wins and 4 draws. Also promoted were runners-up, Pickering Town. They won 21 and drew 6, finishing on 69 points. In third place were Mickle Over Sports, 59 points with 18 wins and 5 draws. In the 16-team First Division, Tadcaster Albion finished bottom, with Rossington Main second bottom. Biggest home win of the season was Harrogate Railway's 9-1 win against Brodsworth Welfare. Brodsworth were also victims of the biggest home defeat, when they lost 7-0 to Armthorpe Welfare. The League Cup was won by Sheffield. In the final played at Alfreton, they beat Gelding Town 2-1. Beaten semi-finalists were Arnold Town and Thackley. The President's Cup was won by Ossett Albion, who defeated Selby Town 3-2 on aggregate. Both teams won their away legs. In the FA Cup, Sheffield got to the 4th qualifying round, where they were beaten by Northwich Victoria. They beat Rossendale United, Atherton Laburnham Rovers, Farsley Celtic, and Ashton United to get there. Brigtown made the 3rd qualifying round before losing to Hyde United. In the Vase, Brigtown made it to the 6th round. They beat Great Harwood Town, Rossendale United, Billingham Town and Howlen before losing to Berkhamsted Town. Arnold Town, Borough Wash Victoria and Mickle Over Sports made it to the 4th round.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Bob and Adam and myself, Aaron, are here tonight. We're going to have a look at the games over the week and the weekend games, and of course the Friday night game, and have a quick look at what's coming up at the weekend. Plus, we're going to add our team of the week. So we're going to have a look at our team of the week. So without a further ado, I can see you chomping at the bit, Bob. Friday night.
Friday. Well, to be honest, I mean,
who was playing first, Bob? Who was playing first?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was Barton versus Goole. For our listener, it was Barton versus Goole. It was I mean, if you just watched in the neutral, I mean, it was a great match. And I've got to be honest. Up to 0-0 up to half time, we thought Goole, we're going to be 0-0 at half time. And what did Barton do?
2 quick goals.
2 quick goals, yeah.
Yeah.
So we thought, being a Goole fan, I thought, oh dear, this doesn't look good, you know.
Yeah.
But credit to the lads. He made a couple of changes at half time, and with 10 minutes to go, we got that penalty.
Yeah.
And then there's nothing. I've got to be honest. I think no matter what team you support, if you get a last-minute equaliser, and then the referee, you go to start again, and he blows up. You can't. It's a great feeling. For us, from a Goole perspective, it was a point earned. But probably from Barton, you probably think it's 2 points lost. I would imagine.
Yeah, I think it was. Barton seemed to be in control until they give away the most silliest penalty going. It was a penalty all day long. Every day of the week, it was a penalty. However, that let you into the game, and I think every Barton man to a fan knew what was going to happen, and Goole did it. They stuck at it. and it was all hell and no notion. And as you say, as a neutral, couldn't be any better. Great game. Second half was really good. But Gould deserved the point.
And that chap, was it Jake Topless, top of the turnstiles?
Yeah, he was there.
He gave it 10 out of 10.
He did, didn't he? I'm just going to stop you there, Bob, because we've got Si with us. Good evening, Si.
Sorry I'm late in, guys.
Don't you worry.
Hi,
Don't you worry. We'll give you some detention later.
Maybe a yellow card.
Oh yeah. We're just talking about the Friday night game, Si. It had everything.
It looked like it. Yeah, I saw the highlights of that one. It looked a very entertaining game.
It was good. With 272 there, I was a little disappointed at the crowd. I don't know about you, Bob. I think I was expecting slightly over 300, but
there was about 30 or 40 from goal, which is a good showing on Friday night.
There was a lot from goal, yes, yeah, and it was. I thought it wasn't a bad atmosphere. It was all right. It was a good game. It had everything, didn't it?
It did. You got your money's worth.
You certainly did. So, well done to Gull for getting a point and sticking in there. Not got a goal away from home till the playoffs, and then they scored two.
Well, it's the first goal I've seen them live in the league. I've seen them score because when they beat Penistone, I was away, so I missed that match.
Yeah, it was a good finish. Anyway, we'll go on to. We're not sweeping it under the carpet, but we'll go on to the other games. Albion 2, Knaresborough Town 2. So that was two late goals from either side there. Lewis Waddington 90 minutes and for Albion, and Brad Waller for 85 minutes. So that was all at the end, wasn't it? A gastronomic goal fest at Bottisford. Bottisford 3, Frickley 5. And another goal fest at the Express Worktop Stadiums over at Handsworth. Handsworth 6, Pickering Town 2. Parkgate still not quite getting to grips with the Premier. They lost 2-0 at home to Campion, who are building a steady head of steam. Penistone. I've got Penistone 4, Rossington 1. Is that correct, guys? Because I can't read my own writing.
Unfortunately.
Nathan Keatley hat-trick there. A very evergreen player there. 308 there. Good crowd at Penistone. They certainly get behind the team, but the top of the league out there, so you wouldn't expect anything else. The Battle of Bradford, Silsden 1, Eccles Hill 1, 203 good souls at Silsden, and Winterton 1, Thackley 5. Thackley giving Winterton a bit of a shellacking there. So that covers Division 1, Premier Division. Division 1 will start off at the Welfare Community Ground, Dernan District 6, Brig 1. Surprising that one, but I wasn't surprised after seeing Dernan District on Tuesday night. Dronfield 1, Athersley 2, and Nathan Perks double. Athersley keep up the good form, don't they? Glasshampton 3, Armthorpe 1. Harrogate Railway 5, Appleby-Frod 0, at the aptly named Dagger Diving Stadium. So Shelley 3, Selby 1. South Leeds 1, Nostell 5. Nostell turning a page or two out of the Gratian Klimchak with a hat-trick there. Swallownest 0, Maltby 0. 244 Hardy stalls there. Well done to Swallownest. Wakefield 4, Louth 1. Di, over to you.
Yeah, definite game of two halves, that one. First half, couldn't find a way through, and obviously Louth had got a goal. Like I said before, Louth is one of those good battling sides, probably going to be mid-table-ish, I would think, by the end of the season. They can beat anyone on the day. But in the second half, we changed our tactics, came out firing, and managed to get 4 goals to put it to bed.
Yeah.
So that was good performance in the second half in that game, definitely.
Very good, very good. We'll come on to the midweek game later on, Si, unfortunately. I've had to sit through Bob smirking, so... and the last one in that league, Yorkshire Amateurs 2, Clubthorne 7. So it wasn't a very good
goal fest.
It wasn't very good at Brackenedge for Yorkshire Amateurs. Little bit of news before we get on the midweek. I'm going to bring Adam in. Rossington's boss steps down. Adam.
Yeah.
Any news on that?
Yeah, it took me by surprise. I saw at half time. I was at Wakefield on Tuesday, and at half time I was just on my phone straight away. It pops up, and yeah, shocked. like the job he's done has been absolutely fantastic. He's been there for 5 years, which is unheard of nowadays. He's took him to the highest position ever. And reading it as well, it sounds like he's taking a break from football. He's stepped away to spend more time with his family, and I think he's got a few business ventures as well. So just spend a bit of time there. But for someone who follows Rosso, just all I'd like to say is just like thank you. I mean, he's done wonders for the club. He's because we're kind of one of them teams. They've been in Division 1 forever, kind of steady away, mid-table team, and he's brought some really good players in. With put some money, a lot of money into the club, and he's leaving us in a good position. To be fair, so all the best in whatever he decides to do.
Yeah, we'll all give him all the best. What's the chairman like at Rossington? The dealings I've had with him, I can only be positive. He seems a really good guy. How long's he been there, Adam?
100%. He's a great guy. He's been at the club for a long time, but he's not been chairman for long. I think it were the season Rosso got promoted, so 2 seasons ago. I think that's when he took the reins as chairman. But he's a really great guy.
But forward thinking, real nice guy, and good to be around, proper football guy. So Rossington, who have they put in charge? Is it Greg Young?
Greg Young at the minute, yeah.
So I thought Kingy might have got it.
Yeah, I can't. It was a bit weird because I saw kind of he'd put a tweet out quoting it, wished him all the best, and saying how he'd had a great time at Rosso. So I'm not sure if he's left as well.
Oh, he maybe left because he was at Gainsborough for a bit, wasn't he?
Yeah, I remember him and Ross at Gainsborough. So
yeah. Oh well. Well, I'm sure Greg's got the experience. He's certainly got plenty of playing experience. So good luck to Rosso in that respect, and all the best to the team. And hopefully they'll push on from that. So if we can go on to the midweek games, I'm going to go with Durham District 3, Barton Town 4. This was a really, really good game. It seems very close, but Durham scored right near the end. It was 4-2 for a long while. Made it closer, 4-3. I'm gonna blow the trumpet for Durham District. They've got some really exciting players. I do like the look of Brandon Burke and Jake Phillips on the wings. At the back, Josh Mackay and Regan Kelly look really good as well. Keeper, is it George Bristol? He looks solid. And I've got to say, I've seen a contender for the sweetest strike of the season so far, Ben Dyer. What a lovely strike. 2 touches, out of his feet, bang. Just as it got to our keeper, did a little swerve, top corner. That was worth the entrance fee alone to see that. But it was a real good game. Barton, nothing between the teams first half. Second half, Barton got a couple of quick goals, and then they weren't really in any bother. And then, as I say, Dern scored a goal later on. Really good ground. Looks like it's going to get a lot of development there. There's a lot of scope for it. And a massive hats off to the ladies behind the T-bar. Super, really friendly, really nice. Couldn't do enough for you. So I'm all but praise for Dern. Really good up and coming team. So well done, Dern, and well done, Barton, actually, for winning. So Armthorpe and Handsworth, did that go to penalties, gents?
It did, yes. Handsworth 4-3 on penalties.
4-3 on penalties. So Handsworth are through. Pickering and Harrogate Railway, what did that end up?
2-0 Pickering.
2-0 Pickering. So I bet Barton go to Pickering midweek to play him in the cup. What a surprise! It's it's not a long journey, but it's a horrendous journey, dangerous journeys. It is with my driving anyway. And Thackley versus Ilkley. What was the score with Thackley and Ilkley?
Thackley won 3-2.
3-2 to Thackley. So Ilkley must have given him a game there. In the
the 90th minute winner as well.
90th minute winner. In the Prem, hats off to Beverley Town. They've got the first win of the season. They beat Golka 2-1, so that's a good win for Beverley, isn't it?
That as well.
Yeah. Good crowd as well, over 300, wasn't there? So, well done to Beverley. Hallam's keep up the good form. 1-0 win at home to Tadcaster. And then a game that I know 2 gentlemen were at. Adam and Si. Wakefield versus Glasshoughton. something of a shock, would we say?
I think you would, based on the table going into it. I think perhaps looking at the two teams, especially since we're aiming for a promotion, you'd expect on paper as to have won that one. I saw Adam's video. Adam, you said 3-1 before the game as well, and I think my thoughts would have been something similar. I think nobody would have thought that was a daft prediction. But when I said we did everything right in the second half against Louth, we didn't find that same sort of performance in this game. And we had a few chances in the first half, but we just didn't put them away. And I think in the second half we had less chances. And I don't think either keeper really had a lot of shots on target to deal with.
Well, you think that, Adam, as well?
Yeah, I completely agree. I'll be honest, I thought both teams were pretty poor on the night. I think the only difference where it felt like Glass out and they were underdogs. It felt like they kind of had, they didn't really have out to lose. They could just go for it. Whereas Wakefield kind of had everything to lose, and it kind of showed a bit. I mean, like I say, like I said, both teams had chances, but the finishing just weren't good. And it just me and my dad were saying, because we both went. It seemed like both teams struggled to control it. I don't know what it was like. They'd take a touch and they'd just lose control. They'd got to play a pass it and go, just give up possession. It felt like that quite a bit during the game, and it was a weird one. But I didn't think either team were nowhere near the best, but it does seem like a shot result on paper. But then again, Glasshoughton's won 2 in a row. They scored 6 in 2 before this game. They're in good form. Wakefield, I mean, they, like I said, we lost 3 of the first 4. I thought they'd start to kick on now, so I was expecting them to win this pretty comfortably, but it just didn't happen on the day.
I mean, Glass out and above us in the table now. That win took them above us on goal difference. So it's not like they're at the bottom of the table that pulled off a big shock. They had 2 wins before that. They were they've got some form together now. That's 3 wins on bounce for them. And I were happy to sort of at the end applaud their players off as much as that and say, "Look, you did a job on us." I'm not one of those who sort of if we're losing bitter about. Well, obviously I'm disappointed with losing. But if someone comes and does a job on you, fair play to them. And they battled really well in the second half, and we just didn't quite have enough. I don't know if sometimes we didn't have enough fight, or just didn't have that right bit of touch. Like Adam says, that could have just that little bit of extra class that could have just got us a goal. Just there was headers over, there were shots wide, and it was just a bit of a poor night.
You just
It
get
felt like a lot of times they kind of got ball into the right position. It was just like one pass away from getting through on goal, and we just couldn't seem to make that pass a lot of time.
Almost like we're trying to walk. A lot of the fans have said that to me as well. Like we felt like we were trying to walk it in rather than just like a few shots on target might have actually got a different result. But that's football.
You got in some good positions, but just like I said, just didn't get the chances.
Regroup and try again, eh?
Yeah. So we'll stop talking about that one, and then we'll go on to Wednesday night. The NCEL League Cup, Campion 2, Penistone 3. Or was that a league game? I can't remember.
No,
it was a League Cup.
Was it League Cup game? Yeah. So Penistone are through. They beat Campion 3-2. So there's some more League Cup games next week, isn't there, gentlemen? But let's have a look on for Saturday's game, because I know Bob's on his chair waiting to go. Now, first of all, the cup games, aren't they? So it's the Vars, isn't it?
No, it's the FA Cup, Saturday.
Is it the FA Cup still?
It is.
So we've got. Oh, sorry. Yes, I've got. Do you know what, lads? I'm getting terrible. I cannot read my own writing. I've got NCL Prem here, and then I've just not put a gap between them. He says, lying through his teeth. Saturday, FA Cup, Bromsgrove Sporting versus Bottisford. A very tough task for Bottisford to go down there, but let's get behind the lads and let's wish them all the best. Mike Thompson and his lads have got a young team, Bottisford. They could do it. We never know. They've got a bit of fighting spirit there, but I think Bottisford could make a bit of history if they win on Saturday. So good luck to Bottisford.
Yeah,
As a travel down.
they're flying the flag out there for the
They
NCEL.
certainly are. And then on Sunday, and it's at Hallam apparently, Farsley Celtic, Hallam and Farsley Celtic. I think that's very winnable for Hallam.
Yeah, they reversed, didn't they?
Yeah,
Farsley got drawn at home.
I don't know why, but
I think Barnsley's having a bit of ground trouble at the minute. I'm not
Oh, are
sure what's gone off there, but because there's been a few other stuff for like league games and stuff like that been cancelled, so I'm not too sure what's happened, but that's just what I've.
Yeah, all right. Well, there we go. Well, Hallam have got the home tie then, so good luck to Hallam as well. Craig Denton's lads.
That'll be a good crowd on Sunday. I bet it'll be a good crowd on Sunday now.
What do we reckon, boys? I reckon about 1,000, don't you?
Yeah, Hallam bring in plenty anyway, and obviously Farsley's quite a big pull, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So we're right now. Should be a good game, right? But let's get on to the Prem. Frickley play Beverley Town. That should be a good game. That could go either way because Beverley have just started to find a bit of form. Golka play Barton Town. Well, Barton Town beat Golka last season at Golka, but it's a bit earlier in the season, so that could go either way. Bob, you've got Albion Sport at the Victoria Pleasure Grounds.
We have, yeah. So we'll be hoping for a win on Saturday because we could do with the 3 points. Looking at our league position, which we'll get onto no doubt. So I expecting a good crowd and we beat Albion last year. I think 3-1. So I'd settle for a repeat of that result. You know.
Well, if you have the spirit you had against Barton, I think you'll not go far wrong.
Yeah. I do think we've signed a couple of our new players, and I think we're looking in the right direction. Fingers crossed, you know. But football's a funny old game, as we all know.
Well, definitely. But all the best to goal. Handsworth and Silsden, that'll be a tight affair, won't it, gentlemen?
Quite good at the minute.
Yes, they are out there playing well. Penistone and Pickering. That'll be another good game. I don't think Pickering is so sort of in and out, aren't they, at the moment? They'll play well and then they'll get beaten and then they'll play well and get beat. So, and then Rossington Parkgate, Adam. That's it. It's a good game.
Be interesting to see how it goes. Greg's first game in charge as well. So
yeah. Good luck to Greg on his first game. Get behind the Rosso. Tadcaster and Winterton. Again, another tough tie for Winterton there away at Taddy. And Thackley versus Knaresborough. Well, Thackley are doing quite well, as like they did last season, and Knaresborough just started to pick it up again, haven't they? So they'll be going. And then we've got a full fixture list in Div 1. Appleby, Frod and Horbury. Armthorpe and Harrogate Railway. Athersley and Glasshoughton. That should be a good game because these two teams have really sort of, flipped the coin from their last season, haven't they? They're both playing really well. I mean, I always like to see Athersley do well, and Glasshoughton, I saw them last season against Beverley, and they although they lost, they look good. Brigtown and Dronfield. Hopefully, Brig could get themselves back on track. Clubthorne, Colliery and Durnan District. That will be an incredibly good game for two of the new boys. Ilkley and Wasborough. That'll be a good one. Louth and Wombwell. Let's see how Wombwell travel away at Louth. A long way to go. It'll be a wind. If it's windy, it'll be even windier at Louth. It's a bit open there, isn't it? You've been, haven't you, Adam, to Louth? It's a bit open there, isn't it?
Yeah, it was very windy when I went as well. So wrap up if we go into that.
So Maltby and Wakefield. Oh, you're off to Muglet Lane there. Si.
Yeah, I'm not at that one. I'm missing next few games, unfortunately. Yes. I think it's gonna be a tough tie, is that one? Because they've only lost one this season, and that was on the opening day of the season. Since then, they've kind of settled into this division, found their feet a bit, and recovered well. So that's a very tough tie at the best of times, and certainly when we're licking our wounds after Tuesday, it's two teams with a lot to prove there.
Well, I think if you come away with a draw, I'd say you'd be happy with that because it's a tough
place the tie
to
of the
go.
round, that one.
Yeah, it is. It's a tough place to go, Maltby. I've been many a time to Maltby. It's a warm welcome, but you're getting out. Points wise, that is. It's a good trip to Muglet Lane. And we've got Nostell versus Swallow-Nest. That should be a good game. Two teams who look like they're in form, don't they?
Swallow-Nest have kind of dropped off. They were up in the sort of top 5 or 6 early on, weren't they? So they've dropped a touch. Nostell seems to have found the fit. I'm backing Nostell to win that one.
Oh yeah. Well, Swallow-Nest drew with Maltby, didn't they, on Saturday 0-0? So but Nostell give South Leeds a shellacking, didn't they? And as I say, Klimchak, he looks like he's on form there, striker. Who else have we got? Selby and South Leeds. That'd be an interesting one. And Shelley and Yorkshire Amateurs. Let's see if Yorkshire Amateurs can get back into some kind of form. How's Shelley doing? Are they doing all right?
17th at the moment.
17th, so they're a bit down there. They beat Selby 3-1 though, so as I say, everybody seems to be beating everybody, don't they, in both leagues, really. There's nobody, as I say, pulling away, to be fair. So what I want to go on to now is, if I can, what we're introducing is we're going to introduce a team of the week. So each, as a group, we'll look at who we think's probably the best team of the week, who's performed well or has done something outstanding. So we'll throw some teams into the hat. We'll start.
Do you mind if I go first? Because I've got to.
I'm just going to say, Adam, you go first.
So mine is kind of one that sprung to my mind with Glasshoughton. They've had two good wins so far this week. I mean, Armthorpe's no pushover, and they've had a good 3-1 win there. And then obviously the massive West Yorkshire derby at Wakefield, which they won as well. So, like I say, 6 points from 6 this week. 3 wins in a row now. And to say they were bottom 3 not too long ago, they're rolling along nicely now.
So that's Glasshoughton for you, Adam. What about you, Bob? Who's your team of the week? And you can't have goals. Nobody joke.
No. Well, the one result that really jumps out to me, they've only played one game. That was on Tuesday. Is Beverley beating Goldcar? Because Beverley was holding the league up. They only had 1 point before that match. Goldcar was riding high, about second or third in the league. So to beat them 2-1 is to me is a standout result.
Yeah, I agree. 2 good choices there. Si, what about yourself? Who do you think?
Sorry, just before Si goes, I'm going to have to shoot off. So thank you for this week, and enjoy football at weekend.
Certainly, yes. You too, Adam.
Same to you, Adam.
See you later, mate.
Bye.
So, who are you going to choose, Si?
I was going to agree with Adam's choice for Glassy. I think obviously 2 wins on the bounce is really good for them. To go for a different one, I'm going to pick Dern. I think beating Brig, who are no pushovers, 6-1 is impressive, and then to follow that up with such a close game in the cup against a Premier League team like Barton. And I think it might be a win and a loss, but I think overall that's been a good week for them.
Yeah, they played some smashing football against Barton. First half they were really good, caused Barton lots and lots of problems, especially down the wing. The 2 wingers, I think it was Jake Phillips and Brandon Burke, that caused our lads a lot of trouble. Second half, not so much, but definitely a really good team coming up. Well, I sort of agree with all 3 of you, to be fair. All three teams. So I'm going to go with, because I've seen them, I'm going to go with Durnan District. As I said, because they played so well against Barton, up and coming. As I said, they beat Brig 6-1. I saw Brig the week before draw 2-2 with Rossington and lose on penalties. So they must have played really well, Durnan District, to beat Brig 6-1, or Brig must have been poor, I don't know. But I'm going to go with Durnan District, so that's my team of the week. So what we're going to, and what we sort of also discussed off air, you on their side, is each week, you was late off your paper round, I know. Each week we're going to, whoever's been away is going to choose a ground they've been to, and just talk a little bit about the ground. So, like what the clubhouse is like, how much undercover there is, what the most important thing for any football fan at non-league ground is what's the food like? So the pitch, because sometimes the pitch plays a bit because the grass is too long. It's maybe a bit bobbly, maybe on 4G, that type of thing. Price as well. Have you got your money's worth? And did it leave you wanting more? So I'll tell you what we'll do this week. I'm going to put you under the spotlight, Bob. You went to Barton on Friday, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Clubhouse.
If you want
What was
to
the
come,
clubhouse like?
if you want to come back on the show next week, you got to say nice things to them.
He certainly picked a good week to bring this up, hasn't he, sir?
So what's the clubhouse like?
It's a nice clubhouse. I mean, the setup at Barton, it's a good setup. I mean, plenty of room in the clubhouse. Choice of beers, different ales. The pitch. I thought the pitch looked really good.
It's not got wet yet.
Not yet. Well, especially under floodlights, but it looks a good pitch.
It does, doesn't it, under, yeah.
Yeah, and that was good. And the whole, it's a nice ground. Our hospitality at halftime. The lady does your hospitality. She was very good indeed. I think she had two sons, little boys, helping her.
Yeah. It's a nice little area, that, isn't it, Bob? That
it is, yeah. Yes, it is. Yeah. And yes, she was very pleasant indeed.
Oh, good.
But see, the whole setup. I mean, the whole evening for us, because we got a draw. It was really good,
Yeah.
But I enjoy it. Me personally, I enjoy going to Barton. Seeing you guys as well. But it's always a good game going back. There's always something going on.
In the joke, yeah. There's never a rubbish game. I mean, we've seen some brilliant games, some 2-1s, 3-1s. Was you there at the FA Cup game when you ended up with 9 players and still beat us?
I did, yes. I was there,
Sam Cable got sent off, didn't he?
Yeah, after about 15 minutes,
Yeah.
I think Luke Williams he scored 2 goals for that day. Yeah,
he did. Luke did score. Yeah.
So it's never a 0-0 when Gould and Barton play.
Definitely not. So
yeah.
Did you sample any of the food apart from
yes,
time?
yes, I did. Yes, I forgot. I had a pie and peas were very nice. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah. We can't go wrong with a pie, can you? Only burn the top, I suppose.
No.
Did it leave you wanting more?
Well, after 2-2, if it'd been another 5 minutes, might have got a winner. You never know.
You're stretching it a bit far now, Bob.
No, it was a good match. I mean, I say if you had been in neutral and gone into that ground, you definitely got your money's worth that night.
Did you just? Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Definitely.
So you give Barton Town the Easy Buy Stadium, Marsh Lane. You've given it a decent scoring, haven't you? We're not scoring them, but if you was, you'd give it a decent scoring.
Yeah.
So where are you? Where are you on Saturday, Bob? Are you at home?
We're at home to Albion Sports.
You're at home. I don't know where Adam's going because I think Rossington are at home.
Yes, they are. Yeah, Rossington's at home.
You can't make because you could have had a good look at Muglet Lane, the famous Muglet Lane. I've got my mug.
You've mentioned it that many times. I was like quite thinking, yes, I get to go to this one and see what Muglet Lane's like because it's one that I hear you often mention. I was looking forward to that, but no, it's probably going to be end of month before I'm back at a game. So I think I've got like 3 away games and a 1 home that I'm missing.
Well, we'll put you down for some more away games. I think next week, if we look at the midweek games, I think I might be at Winterton. So I might do a little ground focus on Winterton at can't remember what the ground's called, the MKM Stadium. So it is a nice ground, so I should be giving them a good ride. So probably the best food you'll get at a non-league ground at Winterton. Very, very nice, very nice. Home cooked food, really good. So that's a little. If you ever get your chance to go to Winterton, sample the food. Is there anything else?
Well, we're away on Tuesday in the League Cup. We're at Silsden.
Oh, Bob, you couldn't get any further away if you tried.
Well, look at this one.
What time are you setting off Monday?
Yeah, I bet we're not. Time I bet we're not back after midnight. I bet it'll be midnight till we get back.
No, it will
We'll
be.
wait for a place for kicking and all that, you know.
Yeah.
But Beverly, I think they've got even longer trip because they're away to Louth in the. That's a good trip for Beverly on an
Yes,
evening.
it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, because there's no easy roads to get to Louth, is there?
No.
Have you been to Louth round, Si?
Yeah, you were talking about the weather and stuff there, and I tell you, the one that we were there, I think it was January last year, or sometime around that. It was really bad weather, and it wasn't just windy like you mentioned, but it was raining as well.
Yeah.
And we were stood on the sidelines watching it, and it was sideways rain. You know, it was that time. It was already starting to get dark. The rain were coming sideways. We'd scored 2 in the first half, and the second half, the pitch was just getting more and more muddy and slippy.
Yeah.
I think we were lucky that full time came at the right time for the ref. So yeah, it's certainly exposed to the conditions there, isn't it?
It is. I think that's a little subject for next week actually, because we're running out of time. But get your thinking caps on to the worst weather you've actually had to watch a game in.
I know one straight away.
Well, you've got a minute to tell me.
We went to camping last year. We struggled to find the ground, and then throughout the match, it never stopped raining. Rain and wind. Oh, and we lost.
And you lost. Well, there you go.
And then I didn't get home till midnight. So you can imagine.
Good job we didn't have a dog in a bit, yeah. Wouldn't it? Get a dog. Right. Well, all that leaves me to say is wrap it up. Thank you, everybody, for coming on. And we'll be here next week to look at and talk about everything NCEL. Enjoy your football, everybody.
That's it for this edition. If you've got any news for the podcast or you'd like to appear on the podcast, please email ncelpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.